So if you guys would like a fully AFK Creeper Farm like I have right here behind me, make sure you stay tuned throughout the whole entire video to see how to build this fully AFK Creeper Farm that gets about 5 to 6 stacks of gunpowder an hour. So hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and as you can tell by the intro right there, today we're going to be building ourselves a Creeper Farm. Now the original design was made by a guy called Oofin Gamer. I'll have his link in the description if you want to go check out his original design. But otherwise, let's go ahead and get straight into this Creeper Farm. So the first thing we want to do is we want to go up high enough in the sky to be away from all the stuff spawning down there. You can build on the ground, but then you're going to be loading up the caves, which is going to decrease the amount of mobs that spawn. So I would personally recommend, for the best rates, build nice and high in the sky. I'm at 160 blocks high. It's even taller than my old creeper farm. So yeah, build in the sky. Build yourself up just a little platform where you want to go. I just built it out of leaves just to make sure no mobs spawn here, just to make sure it's all mob proof. But yeah, nothing like that. Just make a nice little ladder up to your location, your big area. Find where you want to build it, and yeah, then we can get straight into it. So the first thing we're going to do, after you go ahead and build your nice little platform, I just have an 8x8 platform. It doesn't matter what you make. We're just going to place a chest on here. It doesn't matter where. We're going to place 2 hoppers going into the back of it. And then we're going to grab ourselves our solid blocks and place those 2 solid blocks behind both of these, just like so. Next up, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves our glass blocks. We're going to place a glass block right here, a glass block right here. Redstone torch on top of that, redstone torch on top of that. Then we're going to have to go ahead and get ourselves some rails. So we're going to have 2 powered rails. And actually, we're going to place the normal rails first. So like this and like this. So it looks a little something like that. Then we're going to place a powered rail there and a powered rail right here. And as you can see, this is going to make a perfect circle. And later we'll put our minecart with hopper on to make it so that I can pick up all the items from the trident killer that we're going to go now ahead and build. Alright, so now for the location of our trident killer, we're just going to come right here where these hoppers are. Place leaves right here, right here, right here, and right here. So we have a nice 2x2 little platform. Then we're just going to hop up here. We can destroy all those. And then we're going to go ahead and just surround this in glass, just like so. Make like a box. And the reason we're doing this is because this is where we're going to put in the pistons for the trident kill. The leaves area is going to be the kill area. Again, we make it out of leaves just so mobs can't spawn, but you can make it out whatever you want. Personally, leaves are better because, you know, stuff can't spawn and then the rates go up. So for the next step of the farm, what we're going to be wanting to do is come up here where we just built this nice little platform. We're going to come to the front, which is where our chest is going to be, and then we're going to come just right here to this block right here. So as you see, this is the front. This block right here, we're going to go ahead and place a normal piston right there. Skip one, place a normal piston right there. We're going to come over right here to this side, piston right there, and then piston right there, so we get a little assortment that looks like this. And then that's all we're going to do is we're going to be placing ourselves our observers in. So we're going to have an observer coming from this block right here out front. Make sure it's facing like out away from it, so it looks something like that. Then we're going to place an observer going into here. Oh, wait, not like that, not like that. You want to place it facing sideways so that you can see the arrow on the top, like we're doing like that. As you see, it's going to pulse once. We're going to do the same thing right here. We want them to go out because that actually updates this one right here because it takes the update from that one and updates this one. It's weird, but we're just going to place them like this. And as you can see, it's going to keep pushing us so to make sure they're all pointing just like so. And now when we place these final 2, you should see the thing should start going in action once we place this one. And just like that, we made a circuit because as you can see, they're all going around to make a nice circuit. But to fix that, all we have to do is come to the front, come to this front observer, and place a lever, a lever right here on the piston, and that will lock up the whole farm from moving. So yeah, just place a lever right there, and then you'll see once we want to run it again, all we gotta do is flick the lever and the whole thing will run. So that's your on and off switch for your trident killer right here. So the next step what we're gonna want to do is get ourselves some leaves again. We're gonna place a leaf on each one of these corners where the observers are, and that's because we're going to be building up this tunnel and we don't want mobs spawning on the little corners. So just nice little detail we thought of. And so next up, we're going to want to build up. We're going to want to go ahead and go 15 blocks up of glass, and the reason we're doing this is just so that we can see the mobs coming in. So all around just like this, we're just going to go up 15 blocks from like that right there. So this is all just 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. And then on top of that, we're going to go ahead and place 10 blocks of solid blocks, because the reason why we're doing this is to make sure that the light level inside of the big spawning area that we're building for the creepers is nice and dark. And then we just have glass down here so we can see them falling, just because it's cool to see them falling. So then we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That will equal a total of 25 blocks from the bottom layer, from where we started, from This block right here up to there is a total of 25 blocks, 15 glass, and then 10 of a solid block of your choice. And so, of course, we're just going to go ahead and we're going to build this up around the whole farm, and I'll be back with you once you go ahead and finish that step up. So for the next step of the farm, once you go ahead and build your tube, so it looks something like this, 15 glass, 10 of your solid block, then we're going to go ahead and come up to the top to one of these edges, any one that you want. And we're going to go ahead and go out from 8 blocks from here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and we're gonna go do this like this on the 2-block thing, just like so. And we're actually gonna do this on each and every side. So each side you're gonna go up by 8 blocks. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and you get it. We're gonna go ahead and do that for all the sides and just make this 2-wide thing, just like this for each and every side. So go ahead and do that, and I'll be back with you guys once you go ahead and finish that up. Alright, so after you go ahead and finish making your 8x8 platforms in each direction just like that, the next step is going to be quite tricky, but this is going to be where we're going to be building up the platforms for these guys to spawn. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to come to like one of these corners, any of them. We're going to do it on all of these, and we're going to go up by 1, 2, and 3 blocks. I'm going to go across by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 blocks this way, and then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 3 blocks tall. And we're just going to go ahead and connect this all up together. You don't need to make you don't have to fill in the bottom or make it I don't know, fill, I guess you could say, but it does not need to be anything like that. So we're just going to go ahead and put this here, and then this is going to be like the wall, I guess you could say. We're just going to go ahead and build this up nice around. You only have to build a 2-high wall on this side if you get what I mean, but I'm just gonna keep doing this. It's easier, it's a lot easier if I just let you guys watch than explain it. So it's gonna look a little something like that, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna come to it and we're gonna go ahead and wrap around just 1 layer block. So this block right here from this first layer, so you can see 3 tall. Now I'm gonna go up here on just this one spot. I'm going to go around it so it looks a little something like this. Now, if you guys don't understand this, just keep watching. You'll get it. Trust me. I will show a top-down view so you can see what it looks like. But that's what it's going to look like, is a little something like that. And then we're just going to go ahead and we're going to build this to the end right here. So there's going to be these 3 blocks left. Again, we're going to build these up to the same height as the other platform right there. And we're just going to do the same exact thing. We're going to just kind of surround it. It looks like we're making a weird design right now. But trust me, you'll get it. Just keep watching. We're going to do a little something like this. A little something like so, just so you can see. We're just building these up because that's going to be the end. We're going to build this wall up one more time. So that's all this height. It's all going to be the same height, by the way. And then we're going to go a total of 3 blocks wide. And we're just going to cover this whole thing just like so. And then I'll give you a quick little view because I know what I just said made no sense. I understand that. So I'm going to give you guys a quick little view once we go ahead and finish building all this up right here. So almost done, just like that. We are done now. And then yeah, now we can go ahead and build a wall around this, and we're gonna do this on every corner. Okay, so it's gonna look a little something like this here. Maybe I can give you guys a better view from flying around, just so you can take a quick little look. You can pause the video if you need to, but it's gonna look a little something like this, and we're gonna do that on every single one of the sides. And also we're gonna go ahead, of course, and we're gonna build a wall around this thing by going 1 block out above like this thing, and we're just gonna go ahead and build a nice wall around it. We're gonna make this 2 blocks high so that it looks a little something like this. And then yeah, go and surround your whole farm with this wall that we're building right here. But yeah, again, if you don't understand it, I'm gonna build up all the sides right now, and then I can give you guys like a top-down view. You can build from that. So I'm gonna go ahead and just finish building up this wall. So this is what every corner is gonna end up looking just like this corner right here. But I will go ahead and give you guys a top-down view and finish up all the corners so you guys can see what I did. Alright, so I went ahead and built up everything just so you guys can see. I went ahead and give you guys a top-down view as well so you can see. These right here are all of the original things that we built, all the original sizes, the wings, I guess you could say. Those all stay the same. We built a wall around it, of course. And I put these here so you can pause the video and go ahead and count these. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks and 5 blocks. And then we have a nice little like 1x1 mode, I guess you could say, that's actually raised up by a block. And these, again, are just 3 blocks. So there's no other way to really explain it other than to let you guys see this and see what it looks like. And I'll just keep giving you guys a couple of different angles if you want to go ahead and pause the video, see how we made this all. But it's nothing too crazy hard or crazy complicated like that. once you see what it is, and pause the video and take a minute and just go ahead and count it all. Make sure you built it all right. Alright, once you go ahead and do all that, and hopefully you made it all correctly like we were talking about, we're just going to go ahead and place a glass right here like so, and like these holes, I guess you can say, essentially connecting these little canal things we have. And then we're going to place fence gates on top of them and go ahead and open up those fence gates. And that's just because we're going to be placing water through here and all that stuff. And the glass are actually just temporary placeholder blocks, but we're going to go ahead and do this for each one of these things just like so. We don't want that one right there, but the rest of these we do want. So we're going to go ahead and do this on every single one of these little canal things, I guess you can say, that connect. We're going to place fence gates, and we're just going to open them up just like so on every single one of these sides. Alright guys, so for the next step of the farm, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves a bunch of water buckets. And what we're going to do, we're going to place water buckets on these big canals, you know, your original things that you built. We're going to place them at the second height level. So we're going to place one bucket of water right here and one bucket of water right here. And then you can go ahead and destroy these two glass pieces, and you will know if you built this right, if this water comes perfectly to this edge and stops, because that will throw the creepers off. And we're just going to go ahead and do this on every single side. So water there, water there. Go ahead and destroy your two pieces of glass. And again, it should all flow smoothly just like that. None of it should fall down. Again, same thing on this side. 1 and 2. And then you go destroy and destroy. Again, going down just like so. And then one more time over here. Water bucket, destroy this glass and destroy this glass. And, oh, we forgot a block down there. That's why that did not flow. Wait. Let me redo this. So again, place a bucket here and a bucket here. And boom, boom, just like that. They all flow perfectly. Now go ahead and get yourself some more water buckets, because we'll be putting water in these canals right here next. So for the next step of this, we're going to grab ourselves 4 water buckets, just like so. We're just going to come to each one of these corner pieces in the canal and just place a water bucket in each one of these. And you'll see that these will all flow perfect and not fall in that water or anything like that. As you can see, it's going to make sure that all the mobs that are in here, aka all your creepers, are going to get pushed out just like so. And you're going to do that in every corner. And then just like that, that is all of your water placement done for the farm. And one quick little tip for you guys: if you guys are in fact in a tundra biome or some biome where all the water will freeze, all you have to do is go ahead and place a sign inside the water blocks right here. It won't mess up anything up. And then with this one right here, all you gotta do is place a sign on the floor, and it won't mess up the farm or anything like that. And it'll keep your water source blocks from freezing. So yeah, if you build this in a tundra or something like that, go ahead and make sure you put signs in those water to keep them from freezing. Alright guys, so for the next step of the farm, you're going to be needing yourself a whole lot of buttons. It doesn't matter what kind of buttons, wood buttons, stone buttons, any kind of buttons. And we're going to be placing these every other block, because this is going to help spiders from spawning. So we're just going to start right here on one of the corners, and then we're just going to go through and place them every other block. Do not care about which way your buttons are facing. Your buttons might be facing that way or this way, does not matter. Just like so, as you can see, placing a button every other block, so there's one block in between all of the buttons. And we're going to be doing this throughout all this area. So again, right here, right here, right here. And yeah, you guys get the gist of it. So I'm going to go ahead and place these buttons in all over the place, all over all these platforms that we have right here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. And I'll be back with you guys once we are finished placing in all of our buttons. So have fun doing that. And alright guys, so for the next step of the farm, what we're going to want to do is get ourselves a locator map. Go ahead and open your locator map. And what we're going to do is the up is always north. So we want to go to the opposite of the, so we want to go to the bottom right corner essentially. I know that's not that great of an explanation, but just go ahead and look, see what I'm doing. And you see this corner right here? You see this? What we're going to want to do is get out our buttons. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and place the buttons on the insides of these little canals right here, just like so. I'm going to do it for this corner, like these two walls. So this whole wall and this whole wall. So we got this corner right here. Then we're going to go ahead and do this corner right here. And then we're going to go ahead and hop over here and go ahead and put buttons on this corner right here as well. And right, so after you go ahead and placing all those buttons on those corners like I just said, all we're going to be doing now is we're essentially replacing buttons on everything else. So we're going to come to the inside for all the other places, and we're just going to place buttons on absolutely everything. All these canals, all this stuff is all going to get buttons just like so. As you can see, buttons everywhere, buttons throughout. Again, if you can place buttons like here, we're just going to place these on this inside little thing. The only place where buttons are placed on this particular one of these corners, again, is where we talked about in that last thing. So we're not going to do it there. We're just going to do it like this. Again, buttons are already here, so we cannot place them. Same thing with here, buttons are already there, so that's all good. But then yeah, otherwise everything else just gets a button. I actually ran out of buttons. Oh no, I did not run out of buttons. I had a stack more. but we're just going to go ahead and put buttons all around just like so. As you guys can see, every little area of this top section gets a button. Everything. Buttons for you, buttons for me, buttons for everyone. So go ahead and place in all those buttons, and I'll be back with you guys once you get done placing in your magical buttons. And alright guys, so after you go ahead and finish placing in all your buttons, and after all your buttons are looking nice, we're going to go ahead and build up the next layer of this platform type thing. So we're actually going to go ahead and go on top of these blocks right here. Let me grab my pickaxe. So it's going to be end up on the third high block, and we're literally just going to copy what we did down below. So as you can see, we're just going to copy this platform right here, just like so. Copy it perfectly, just at the same layer. As you can see, we're going to copy all this, and then we're even going to copy this islands in the middle and everything like that. So we're just going to copy this right here, and then we're going to go ahead and pull this out like this, destroy this block, because again, we got to keep all these canals. So keep all your canals and everything, because as you can tell, they're all going to fall off of these platforms as well and fall down into there. So that's why all we're doing is we're copying these things just like so. I'm going to be filling them in, all that good stuff. I'm going to be doing that for this whole layer. And as you guys can see, there's a nice 2-block gap right here, perfect for them to spawn. So yeah, gonna go ahead and do this for every single one of these things. I'm just showing you guys me building it so you can see what we are doing. As you can see, looking very nice. We'll hop onto here. Yep. So make sure these are exact replicas of each other. Almost done. And then, oh, I fell, but you guys get the idea. So we did that. So that is a perfect copy of the one below. And here, we're actually just going to hop up right here. As you can see, perfect copy of that layer below. And we're going to do this for every single one of these layers. So I'm going to go ahead and do this for each and every one of these. And I'll be back with you guys once you go ahead and finish doing that step. Oop. So after you go ahead and finish placing in your whole second layer, aka copying what we have on this first layer, we're going to need to place our trapdoors in on the top. So these trapdoors are going to go essentially wherever the buttons are not going to go. So right here, because as you see, no button, trapdoor. There's a button here, so no trapdoor. No button here, trapdoor, and then we're just going to go ahead and keep doing this all the way down. As you can see, this whole row doesn't have buttons because they're all spaced out 1 block away from each other. So just like so. Oh wait, don't want that one. Do not want that one because it is on a button, as a matter of fact, and I can't destroy it because I am pretty dumb. But you'll see right here in a quick second that right here, no button, trapdoor, no button, trapdoor. And then again, this whole row right here has no buttons, so we're just going to do trapdoors. And we're doing this for the whole thing, not just these platforms, but these platforms over here as well. So as you can see, no button there, so trapdoor, no button there, so trapdoor. No buttons along here, so more trapdoors. Let's see, no button there. And yeah, you guys will get the gist of it. So that's pretty much what we're gonna have to do for this whole entire level. So go ahead and do that, and I'll be back with you guys once you finish with that. And alright guys, so after you go ahead and finish up building all the trapdoors for that level right there, as you can hear, as you guys can see, trapdoors in here all nice and perfect. What we're going to have to do is we're going to go ahead and fly above, and we're going to go ahead and build up another level, so that way we will have a total of 3 levels if I can get out of here. As you guys can see that right there, that's our first floor. Alright, this is our second one. And then we're going to need to copy another one on top of here, just like we did just down below. The same as that way. Again, we're going to have to build a 2-high wall around the whole entire thing. And then again, I want to copy each and every one of the platforms just like we did down there. So go ahead and do that. And I'll be back with you guys once we go ahead and finish making up your third platform. Alright guys, so after we went ahead and got done copying this layer right here onto the third layer, as you can see, we have 1, 2, and 3 layers. Now we're going to be needing to make the roof for this thing right here. So all we're going to do is we're going to just do the 2 blocks again off the edge like we were doing everywhere else, and then what we're going to do is straight up just make it a roof. Right, so we're going to come over here like this, and now we're just going to straight up cover this whole entire top area, since this is 3 sections tall, I guess you could say. So yeah, as you can see, we're just going to cover this all over it, and cover it all over just like we will. And what we're actually going to have to do is we're going to go ahead and place some half slabs on top of all this, just to keep it from things spawning, you know what I mean? So as you can see, you're just going to finish putting this all up right here. I fell, but you guys get the idea. Alright, so we went ahead and finished putting a roof on top of the 3rd floor, as you can see. So we have our 1st floor down there, our 2nd floor, and our 3rd floor. And now we have a roof, and now we're going to be putting half slabs once again up here on our roof, just to make sure none of them spawn. And we're going to be putting in along this little layer along the outside as well, just to make sure no mobs can spawn in here, because mobs cannot spawn on half slabs, as you know. But after you guys do all that and you do the floors, of course, we got to fill this all in. We want to fill that in too and fill in these little walls right here. After you do all that, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to copy all this stuff up. So you're going to have to copy your first floor on your second floor and on your third floor. That means all the buttons, all the trapdoors, all the buttons on the insides and stuff, all the buttons down these lanes, everything. So absolutely everything needs to be, oh, we only have one. But everything needs to be exactly the same as the first floor, right? And except for the water. The water is just going to stay down there. But yeah, like I said, since this one's got buttons here, we're going to place buttons here. You know, trapdoors, of course, buttons again on top. Just like all that for your second and your third floor. So I will leave you guys to go ahead and do that. That will definitely take a very long time. But once you're done with all of that stuff, you can go ahead and come back, or I'll be back with you guys. And then we can, that's pretty much the farm all finished up. We just got to do a couple minor things once you guys finish up that step. And alright guys, so much time later, I did finish copying all the floors, all the buttons on the sides, all copied, all these buttons here are copied, all of the trapdoors on the ceiling are copied, which means we are almost done with this farm. And yes, I'm very tired. I spent so long with some technical issues and stuff, but not having to do with the farm, just with my own software and recording stuff. But now we're almost done, so now you can go ahead and get out of the farm, and we can go ahead and start working on the little bottom bit by where the trident killer is. We'll put it in our final few steps, and then we'll be done with this farm. And alright guys, so for the next step of this, all we're going to want to do is come down near where the bottom, where the tunnel part is, the trident killer part is, and we're just going to come like 4 or 5 blocks above where the pistons and stuff are, and that's because we're going to be placing buttons in right here on both sides, just like so. And this is going to go ahead and place a bucket of water, and all this is going to do is this is going to slow down the guys. And why is there a skeleton? But yeah, anyways, this is going to go ahead and slow down the guys, the creepers and stuff, from falling down here and dying. And yes, there is a skeleton down here, I'm aware, which means that is probably because I probably missed a button somewhere. If you guys do have a skeleton here, just know that means you probably missed something somewhere. So I'm going to go back and have to go change that again. And my fault, I broke the buttons, and I'm going to break everything. But again, real quick, while you're down here, you just want to go ahead and throw in a couple of tridents. It doesn't matter where you throw them, as long as it's not really on top of the pistons. And that will be how you get your trident killer to work. And obviously, I missed a button up there. That's why there was that one skeleton. So I'm actually going to go check and make sure I didn't miss something somewhere. And I will let you know what I find. Yes, I found the culprit. I completely missed this whole entire section. You guys might have saw that earlier and been like, oh, Cole, you missed this whole section. Yeah, I missed this whole section of trapdoors. And that's the whole reason that skeleton's spawning. But that's a good little tip. If anything spawns butt creepers, that means you missed something, whether it be trapped. If it's skeletons, you missed trapdoors. If there's spiders, you missed a button somewhere. Or if it's both, then you missed both somewhere. But yeah, missed this whole entire section. That was my fault. But creepers are already starting to spawn in here. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead to the bottom, and we can go ahead and finish up this farm. Alright, and all you have to do once you get down here to the bottom of the farm is you have to just place a minecart with hopper right here on this powered rail. And it will go, and then we'll go in a circle, and we'll pick up all the drops that we get from our mobs. And again, of course, flick that lever, and that's going to go ahead and turn the trident killer on. I'm sure you can hear that, and you can see it. So now anytime, oh, I think someone just died. Let's see if we get more. Okay, no, no one did. As the guys come in, you will see we will get more creepers, and we will get their stuff. So yeah, that's this farm completely working and done. Finally, I know it took you guys a long time. It's not too hard. It's pretty simple. It's just a lot of work and quite a bit of materials, but as you can see, it's all done. That right there, that water will catch the creepers and slow them down so they don't die from fall damage. And now all you're gonna want to do is sit here with a looting 3 sword, because then that will give you the max amount of loot you can get from the trident. But yeah, anyways guys, thank you guys for watching yet again another video. I think that is a good place to end it, because as you see, it's all working. So yeah, anyways, thank you guys for watching another video. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody.